So we were prophets last week, and we predicted that the Xbox S and the Xbox S, Series X, we predicted their price points. The day after, they confirmed it, $299, $499 respectively. They have made changes to Game Pass. It is now including EA Play, which is a ton of Electronic Arts games for no additional charge. They have a reasonably priced system. It's a foot in the door in the next generation. What do you think?
I have a lot of questions. Today I actually took the time to educate myself on everything Xbox, because as everyone knows, I am a bit of a Sony fanboy. So with that being said, I watched a video today. It was actually quite interesting. It was a guy that was unboxing a Mach S and a Mach X. And I think Microsoft actually like shipped these Mach systems to him because he's like a huge YouTuber. And it was a really good video. I actually should really share it in Chit Chat. And I learned a lot about both systems. I looked at the specs, and I pretty much know the difference between the two of them finally now. And I learned about the payment plan that you can do. Like I said, the specs, the pricing. And
yeah, that's right. The payment plan. I keep forgetting about that. That's an awesome deal too.
Yeah. So when I read about that, I was like, this is interesting. Not something that I would do, but that's just me. But I think that's great for people that or A, don't have the money to cough up immediately, and B, may just not want to. So I think that's a nice option. And I think there's a lot of payment plans that do exist in the world now. So it's nice that, we're seeing that in gaming, because gaming is not a cheap hobby. But
it's not the first time that Microsoft has done something like this too. They did have a similar offer for the Xbox One at one point or another. I don't remember the details on it, but it was pretty cut and dry. It included Xbox Live Gold and it included the system. Game Pass at the time didn't exist, so I don't believe that was part of it. But, it seemed to work out well for some people. I don't know anybody personally that took advantage of it. But the nice thing about this is, if you do the math, it's actually the same price or a little bit cheaper than if you just bought the stuff outright. Now, that's not counting finding deals on Game Pass, which are plenty. But if you were to pay for Game Pass outright, they're not charging you any interest on it or anything. It's just straight up, this is what it is. This is how much you're going to pay. It's going to cost you the same whether you buy it outright or not. Okay,
that's very cool. I actually did not know that.
Yeah, they're not taking advantage of people. It's not like a credit card where there's an interest rate.
Good. That's actually unusual. As we all know, there's usually always a catch.
Now, whether or not you put it on your credit card and don't pay the bill, well, that's a whole nother
Well, there's
story.
that too. Yeah.
But from Microsoft's perspective, it's just a straight transaction.
That's cool. Here's what I like. So I like that there are two iterations, just like the PS5. As far as we know, the PS5 is coming out with the digital and non-digital at the same time. I would imagine, but I like that Xbox is doing that. And it's giving gamers the choice of having one or the other. And what I like about that is both, now that I know more about both systems, they're quite different. Spec-wise, yes. They're on par in a lot of different areas. But what's nice is the S is completely different in terms of shape, style. The X looks like a totally different system. They look like two different systems. Right. And I like that because it gives the gamer or the consumer rather more of a reason to choose. I don't think it's a difficult decision is what Microsoft has done here. Is they've made the decision pretty easy. You want power and you want something that's perhaps a little bit more future-proof, just get the X. Right. If you want to really expand on things. But if you're just kind of an average gamer and you want something that's a little bit more minimalistic and smaller and you're a digital person, it just makes so much sense to get the S. And if you're okay with it looking kind of like a turntable, I know there's a lot of people that are comparing it to a turntable. We talked about the ductless air conditioning system. If you're okay with that kind of stuff, get the S. But what I like is there is that clear difference for people to make that decision. So,
and it's a significant difference too. I think what they were trying to do is to appeal to their hardcore fan base with the X, and then appeal to maybe those people that are primarily Nintendo Switch players or PS4 players with the S. So for somebody like you, for example, I think the Xbox Series S would be more appealing because you don't have to pay $500 to get in the door. You're getting access to these games. It's all digital, which I know you love.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll have something that's, reasonably affordable. So if you had the money to buy both systems, you could go all out on your PS5 and then get the lower end model of the Xbox and have access to everything.
Yeah, I think what'll happen is I'm certainly a little bit more open to the whole situation than I was before. I think what'll happen is if a lot of our friends go the Xbox route and there are some really quality games that I feel like I'm missing out on in terms of multiplayer and just overall camaraderie, then I think the S will definitely it's going to get bought, Drew.
Gonna get bought.
It's going to get bought, guy. But if there isn't good quality games, and I'm going to give it a fair chance. It's not like I'm going to give it like 2 months. I'm like, oh, the system's trash. There's no games. We all know it takes time for those quality games to come out. So if that happens, then yeah, I'm absolutely going to consider it. But if that doesn't happen for like a substantial amount of time, it's probably not going to get bought.